Hi guys. Okay, so I promised that I was going to update you on my Spidey shelf and the figures that I recently got in the past month and a half that I want to add to the shelf because I'm kind of, I guess, done with all my other shelves at the moment. But yeah, I think my Spidey shelf is like the least populated with like important characters. It's mainly just characters that I like. So I went on AliExpress and I found a bunch of Spidey characters that I thought were cool for a very small price. Well, not a very small price, but a smaller price. And so, yeah, I wanted to add them to my shelf and I'm gonna show you which characters these are now. So don't mind the mess. This is my work table and it's, yeah, it's a mess. I was gonna try and find an excuse for why it looks this way, but I think collectors are gonna understand how I feel. Anyways, so these are the 3 figures that I got. I also got, I got this off of Amazon though. I also have the new Ultimate Miles Morales from the little comic book wave. But I'm not gonna open him now because I kind of want to do a review of the figure. So I'm gonna leave him for another time. But we have Hobgoblin, we have Jared Leto, and Firestar. So these are the 3 figures that I just put on these stands, and I'm gonna try and fit them onto the shelf. So stay with this. I'm actually impressed by how I managed to do this. I used blue tack, as you can see, because this Hobgoblin actually came with a lot of parts off. Like the head was off, the mask was off, and this whole part was off. So I had to kind of reassemble him. But yeah, I had to put in some blue tack so he couldn't stand on his glider. And a little blue tack here for his hob bomb. But yeah, I'm actually very surprised he's been standing like this for the past hour, which is a great sign. And then I did this very long stand for some reason, just because I thought it might need some space. And I think it's best for Morbius to be on it. And then we have Firestar, which is so cute. And her little dog, whose name I don't know, but it's not gonna be on the shelf, sorry. But yeah, those are the 3 figures that I'm gonna try and put on the shelf. And I wanted to show you and take you with me as we update my Spidey shelf. Okay, and we're back. We are back with where we are right now. I'm not looking forward to this. I'm really not looking forward to this because, as a lot of collectors know, when you try and clean a shelf or move things, it's a domino effect. Nothing ever goes the way it should go, and figures start tumbling, okay? And I can already see Carnage and Black Cat are gonna stumble, and Gwen Stacy probably too, but this is where we are, and we're gonna give it a go and add these 3 characters, okay? There we go. And already this little piece fell off. Okay, so what I was thinking is, because the most things I know about Morbius are from the 90s Spider-Man animated show. And I think him and Felicia Hardy were kind of a thing, right? So I'm thinking of putting Morbius there behind Felicia. And then I kind of wanted to have Hobgoblin somewhere here too. And then put Firestar over there, I guess. So I love these stands. I mean, I love them. They're fine. I use them mostly, and I think I get them off Amazon. But I'm pretty sure you can find them almost anywhere. Is that too high? It feels like it's too high, no? well, if I do kind of put him, if I make him, oh, there we go, Spidey and Peter and MJ. You're gonna have to take a little break. Felicia, please don't fail me now. I love this Black Cat figure. And fun fact, I might have talked about this already in one of my other collection videos, but this is actually a KO that I got from eBay, and I was so pissed off when I found out that it's a KO, because I found a great YouTube video of this person who did a comparison to the original release, and one of her legs is shorter. That's how you actually know it's a KO. And it came packaged in the box without the Build-A-Figure, but it was in the original box. And I thought, okay, I guess this is the actual figure, but it's not. And I was really pissed off because I paid more than I should have for a KO. But just be careful. And also she had some color taken off of her neck. So that was terrible, but you can't really see it when it's on the shelf. And what I also did with this Black Cat is I took off some of the blue paint with nail polish remover from her like hair and her boots and gloves, just because I thought it was too blue. But yeah, that is a little bit of lore behind my Felicia Hardy figure. And, oh. Scooby-Doo-Doop-Dap-Dope is, what are we thinking? Is Morbius too high? Please let me know in the comments what you think, and I'm probably gonna leave it like this for now, and then just take a couple of days to like think about it, because that's usually how it works. You kind of set it up and then you look at it from different perspectives and from different angles, and you kind of bask in the glory of what you have managed to create. Felicia girl, thank you. Okay, I feel like either her or Morbius is just gonna topple over. I feel like that's gonna happen. But anyway, we're gonna put Firestar. Where are we gonna put Firestar? Should we put her here? Is that a nice little place to put her in? Huh? What are we thinking? Felicia, please. Oh my God. I don't know if I'm gonna speed this part up just because I don't want anybody to get anxious or annoyed. But this is what it takes. This is the beauty of collecting. Oh, Morbius is ready to topple over. He is ready to literally topple over everything. Felicia go. And you know I can't put her in a standing pose because of those damn shoes. That, I mean, do look great on her, but at what cost? La 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 la. Okay. Let's try this in hand instead of actually being... Okay, there we go. Okay, there we go. Okay, there we go. That's good. That's nice. Is she blocking Venom a little bit? Firestar? I feel like she is, but that's what it is. Although she would look nice here, would she not? Because of the whole red and yellow combination. I just, I'd have to, she wouldn't be as tall as I'd want her. I'm gonna have to move Carnage. Carnage is also from AliExpress. I'm not sure if he's a KO or not. I presume he is, because he was extremely cheap. But trying to stand him up is not as tough as I was going to tell you it is. I'm pretty sure it was tougher. But it might just be the little stand thing. Okay, so we're gonna move Spidey and MJ. so that we can try and put Hobby Gobby over there. Yeah, so what I'm gonna try and do is I'm gonna try and put this little, I need to get more of these. I need to get more of those. I'm gonna try and put Hobby Gobby in the back. Or should I try and put Firestar in the back? Let me know what you think. Okay, so these two are on one stand. And that's a very nice idea. I think I'm gonna try, okay, let's try Hobby Gobby first, huh? Let's try Hobby first. And then we can see if, I like him here because he's on his glider, right? And so it looks nice that he's kind of, my original idea was to put him on this stand, the really tall one, but obviously the weight does not support my idea. So yeah, I decided against that. And I think that looks nice, no? I think that looks very nice. We're gonna have more villains, I guess, than on the other shelves. Although I did add Namor. Yeah, now that's annoying me now. Because my original idea for these team shelves was to have the Penguin books behind and just have like my favorite one villain overlooking everyone. But then, as many collectors do know, it never ends. It really never stops. An obsession for getting more figures. And obviously, like, Spidey has such a great rogues gallery, it's impossible to not want to get more, right? Okay, I was trying to find my little cleaning tools. That was close, but I can't find them, so I just got this. Try and clean it up a little bit while we're here, right? Okay, so we have Firestar here. What am I thinking? What is my thought process? My thought process is, would it be nicer to have Firestar here as sort of kind of like a little bit of like allies, or just leave Hobby there? That is my question. Just kind of like the ladies. And then here we'd have, I guess, the villains coming in from the other side. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna try and see what Firestar looks like there. I think it'd be nice. Things are gonna topple. Things are gonna topple. Does this feel like a horror movie when you're watching it? Because it feels like it, for me, it feels like watching a Final Destination movie. It's like, you know something bad's gonna happen, but you just can't look away. Yeah, okay. Libbidi-bidi-doop-doo. Okay, that looks nice. I think that makes more sense from like a narrative point of view. Narrative. Whose narrative? Oh, but then this doesn't. It feels like Hobby Gobby's doing a little too much, isn't he? Yeah, I think he probably filled the space up nicer over there. Just because Firestar is kind of obviously thinner and doesn't have as many accessories. But then what we could do is we could put Gwen Stacy here, actually. Oh. And just fill up that space nicely. Because before I had her next to Spidey, next to Peter and MJ, and it just felt like she was lurking. Which I don't think that's very Gwen Stacy, isn't it? And this is also impossible to stand up, as you can see, because of her high heels, which are not as big as the Black Cat high heels, but they're still kind of big. And I have this figure that comes with the MJ head, which is the perfect MJ head. Okay, that's my favorite one out of all the other ones. And I don't have a body for that MJ head. And I've been trying to look at some stuff and what other collectors have done, and I don't like any of the alternatives. Most collectors that I've seen use the Moira McTaggart body, and I just hate that outfit completely. There's an MJ body that comes in with a 2-pack with Spidey. She has like a black t-shirt on and jeans. And that's, I guess that would be a perfect MJ body, but it's so expensive in the aftermarket. I think today I saw it on AliExpress for like $200. I don't like Hobby Gobby here. I do like that little part with the female characters, like being very supportive from there. And I'm gonna try and see if Felicia would look good there too, but I just don't like her next to Arachne because they have similar colors, right? Okay, Felicia, just like, give me a break, girl. Let's see if Hobby Gobby looks like here. Oh, that's not bad. And then I can use this for something else. But what are we thinking? What if I did this? Is he gonna topple over? Somebody's gonna topple over. That's for sure. Oh, he's gonna topple over. That is very, very not safe. Okay, let's see if I can do a double stand with Gabi and Morbius. If that's gonna work. Are you enjoying this? Let me know in the comments if this is making you feel very anxious and angry, or if it's making you feel calm, like you're watching somebody garden. Okay, there we go. There we go. Morbi's ready to go. Ugh. Okay, that's not gonna work. Okay. Nobody's making me do this. I'm doing this because I love doing this and because I enjoy it. Oh, come on, Morbius. It's bad enough Jared Leto plays you in that godforsaken awful movie. I think that's one of the only Marvel movies that I haven't seen. And I don't think I've seen the original Incredible Hulk with Edward Norton. I don't think, yeah. Wouldn't it just be easier if I stuck him to the freaking wall instead of this? Oh boy. Okay. Let's try take 2. Come on, Gabi. Whoa. Whoa. Okay, Morbius, calm down. Calm down. Ugh. Go back, bitch. Ugh. No. No, we're gonna have to abort. Abort! Oh boy. I think the problem with this stand is that I used 2 different types of stands to make this happen. Because as you can see, the top part is shorter than the rest of the parts. And I was just too lazy to like change things, which is exactly what happens when you're lazy. I hope that you can hear me. I actually did buy a microphone, then I gave it to, I lent it to a friend because she was recording something, and I just couldn't wait to do this because these figures have been in my library for like a month and a half, and I was getting anxious about not incorporating them into my shelf. Remember the beginning of the video when I just put Morbius on and it worked? and we were all afraid that he's gonna topple. And I'm pretty sure he wouldn't have toppled over if I had just left him alone. I think I kind of fixed it. And I just, as I was trying to fix this, I realized that I have no knowledge about Morbius, and I probably wouldn't have gotten this figure if it wasn't cheap on AliExpress. I don't even know if he's like a villain or like an anti-hero. I guess he's an anti-hero, right? Because that's what I kind of remember him being in the animated series, like a troubled Hamlet type of, oh no, I don't want this destiny for me. Or maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm remembering wrong. Oh God, please stop. Stop and stay, Morbius. Oh my God. La da da da. But no, I don't like to give up, as you can see. I like to. What if I did this? Ha. Ah. Great, good. A smaller chance of him toppling over, but the chance is always there. Because his leg is stuck in the book. See, I should be doing this when I have more patience, because clearly I don't have a lot right now. But yeah, and so, okay, going back to what we were talking about, I'm not crazy about Hobgoblin being here. I think he'd look better over there. Okay, I think what's important to remember is it's important to make a decision. It doesn't mean that that decision is going to be the best one, but it means that I can finish this. I'm kidding. Do something and then think about it a bit later. It's a process, and I will definitely know what I like when I look at it. The more I look at it, the more I'll know. So, I mean, that's how my process usually goes for shelves and figures. Okay, it doesn't look half bad, but I am really worried about Morbius toppling over. So I'm thinking whether I should try and fix him again or if I shouldn't. Oh God, probably not. Okay, I'm not crazy about this at the moment. Well, I definitely need to get better stands, that's for sure. So if anybody has any suggestions or links for good quality stands that are not too expensive, please let me know. I will appreciate it very much. Okay, what do we think? A lot's happening. Not a lot of it makes sense, but it's happening. This is not the Secret Wars version. This is the previous release. They're kind of in the same pose, which I hate. I mean, Felicia's not gonna topple over, but Morbius sure as hell is. Okay, what are we thinking? How is it looking? I mean, Morbius is literally hanging on by a thread. A very, very thin thread. That's great. And then we have these two. I can't remember how they were posed up or what they were doing, but it's probably something like this, huh? MJ leaning on him. And there we go. My updated Spidey shelf. What are your thoughts? Write down in the comments, do you think that Morbius is gonna topple over, destroy everything? And yeah, the thought process, you heard it. There was no thought process. It was just make sure that things don't fall apart. But yeah, I'm gonna have to go further in the back and check it out. Although I do like it. I think Gwen Stacy makes sense over here just because these two are over here. But other than that, yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna have to look at it a little bit from afar. Well, these two have toppled over before, so I'm just trying to make sure that Peter is not about to lose it. Okay, well, it is what it is. Let me know what you think of my updated Spidey shelf. And I'm gonna have to go and take a look at it so that I can know what I'm thinking. Okay, love ya, bye.